Yeah.
But
Because you got to think, at that time, my brother probably going into college, 15, 6, 7 years apart. You know what I'm saying? So he's away from home, and it's like, all I got is basketball. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
So I guess, and then I made a decision to go to Burke County, but was it something they also were interested in as well? Like, was it like a known thing, or you just went there like on a limb, like hopefully I get to play, I'll get to make the team, or did y'all speak and make that kind of?
It was a summer, man. It was a summer run. I went down there and played with some grown men, and every grown man in that gym, they told me you going to Burke County, and they went to call my mom and call my brother, and you know what I'm saying? Because, all right, so how it goes, my mom's family's from Burke County. So I got roots in Burke County.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like I'm like a complete stranger. My family church in Burke County, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? I frequent, so that's what, when the summertime came around, I was down there just summer runs and playing with some either guys that played for the high school team or freshly removed from high school. And they're like, nah, bro, you need to come to Burke County. Like, we need you. And when they did all that politicking, that was my first time actually getting recruited. So, you know, and they didn't lie. You know, the coach loved me. He allowed me to grow and flourish and actually give me the light probably at a younger age than I probably would have got at any other. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's some of your accolades at Burke County, like, far as playing wise? Like, any awards, any like special particular games you
I made all state. Our first two games our senior year, I think I scored. I think if you look it up, it's about 50 points. The first two games, and this is coming off us winning the state championship. Now, mind you, I'm the only kid working out basketball. Our whole basketball team's on the football team. The entire basketball team. No, it's 12 roster spots. I'm the only, you know how they let you work out in October? I'm the only person in the gym working out, ball around my head, ball between my legs, getting shot. So it's like, that's what helped me excel. Whether or not they know it or not, I'm glad y'all won the state championship. I went to the game. I went to Atlanta. I drove to the game and everything, but I was excited and I was licking my chops for the first day because they even pushed our schedule back. So our schedule didn't start to the middle of December. Everybody else is playing. First couple games came out, scored 50, and it was like, I don't even remember the moment as far as like how I scored the points, what buckets I hit, but just like I know I was ready for that opportunity. I was ready. You know what I'm saying? I was prepared. You know what I mean? So looking back on it, it's like, it put me in a situation when I was the only kid down there was just like really with basketball blood. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it gave me a whole ecosystem I could have to myself. They had weight training, all like shit they got down there. It's boy, listen to me, man.
But I guess I could ask you this because I never got to ask somebody this. But like, what is the mindset of the football players that go to Burke County? Because like I think I look at Burke County like a Thompson, football school, right? But they play basketball. Do they be caring about the basketball thing like that, or just football and everything? That's it.
Football. That's it.
Like when y'all lose a game in basketball, do they care? Is it like a big deal?
Hell no.
I got you. That's what I wondered. I always wondered that. Like,
I was the only one to drop my head and drop the tear. Frank Booker, they got us good, and that was a chance. Actually a chance for us to go to the state championship. I just had to beat Frank Booker. And you know one thing, man, RP, Frank Booker Senior, bro, and it's like. Growing up, he got that boy right. I could never beat him in high school. I'm gonna tell the truth, I could never beat him. Talk about from Summer League, anytime I laced up and get him, I couldn't get him. I couldn't get him. Boy, I couldn't get him. But it's like, that's definitely who I came up with out of that era right there, bro. But it's looking back.
What year you came out?
2012.
Okay, He was hot then too, so it was kind of hard.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know, like after school, like did you want to play college ball? Like what was next?
Yeah, all I knew about it was D1. I didn't know nothing about D2. When I say I was oblivious and naive to a lot of shit, I was naive. I didn't know that D2 was even a thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I just thought it was D1 and that was it. And how it actually went. So let me go back a little bit. 10th grade, I got in trouble. I had to go to alternative school. When I went to alternative school, in Richmond County. So I played for Helsborough 1 year, my 10th grade year. And I went back to Burke County.
I heard Helsborough too. I said, they say from Burke County, but he played for Helsborough. So I guess it's uncertainty there with you, but now you can clear it up.
Yeah.
So you're not from Burke County.
So it was a little trouble when I was still just young, just fucking stupid. Anyway, I turned to school, come out of there after a semester, I go to Helsborough. But with that being done, it like kind of created like a reclassification for myself. Because it's two different counties. Yeah. Two different credit systems. So I did 10th grade twice. But I played AAU basketball every year. So my second year 10th grade, I played AAU basketball under the AAU circuit of 10th grade. at Auburn coming down. I went to Auburn, Midnight Madness, Georgia calling, Mercer calling. You know, by the time I go start my senior year, the papers came in. Oh, he graduated this year. So the Auburn, the Georgia, the Mercer, all fell off. And I'm talking to the assistant coaches every day. Like they recruiting hard. It's so crazy what 12 months can do. From me being in class 2013 to me being in class 2012. And I credit a lot of that to Coach Durham because I know he was doing a lot of politicking for me. He was at Laney. And he came down to Burke County my senior year. He was doing a lot of pulling for me.
Shout out to he principal at Coral Street right now.
For real?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know. I know he went to Africa. He went to Africa?
Yeah, for a little bit,
Yeah. I didn't know he was at.
Principal
he coaching too?
Nah, he principal.
That's crazy. Just gave it up.
Big money now.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Big money now.
But shout out to Durham, man. Like he definitely was politicking for me and helped me a lot in my senior year because not saying that Burke County coaching, he kind of grandfathered in, you know.
Yeah.
Coach Durham came as a player coach. He kind of got me right and got me ready for the next level. But we definitely would shoot for D1. But that led me into going Juco. When Juco coach coming around, like you got this dream of going D1, we go get you tailored, get you polished up. They was already hollering at you, not far off. Went down that road. Not gonna say it didn't go right, but I went to Albany Tech, got my associate's degree, signed to Albany State. So I wasn't tripping about it, but it's not how I seen it pan out. You know what I mean?
So, but as you go along, like, what's your mindset like for the sport now? Because I mean, once you start, I always feel like when after high school and you start getting into your little like, you know, the coach is not calling no more. So of course you fell away. You young. You're like, damn, what's going on? You know. So you start to, emotionally, you start to feel away about the sport as well because now there's business involved and there's politics involved and this, you know, you're not understanding. Well, if I'm good, why am I getting this looks? You know.
I think in that spot we was in. Or you talking about after college? Or you talking about before college?
Just during college. Like,
yeah.
Are you still loving the game the same way?
I'm loving the game, but they sucked so much fun out of that era because we couldn't get paid. So you got to think in the summer, like I'm playing D2, I want to go play in these tournaments, ABL, the pro-ams, and it's like our coach pulling our jerseys like, nah, don't do that. Don't go over there. You know what I mean? And it's like, how are we going to get this exposure? Now it's on a whole nother level. Fast forward 10 years later, high school players are getting paid. I don't know about Augusta, but the way it's looking, it's probably going on. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely money involved.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that was the, I think that was the gray area that it was like, it was only so much exposure you can get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's like, so it created like burnout. It's like, all right, I'm about to be 21 and I ain't necessarily lined up with what John Wall got going on, or you know what I mean. Like we on two different levels right now. So it's like, yeah, it almost kind of creates that. It makes you almost, I ain't gonna say hate the game, but that this love do come though, because it's like how am I gonna get? You know what I mean?
I feel like as a player, you start feeling like your time is ticking. Like I'm 21, 22. Like at this age, I thought I'd be here by now. I ain't there. Sure. And I feel like it's a long way for me to get there. So now you start questioning, like, do I want to do this or I want to do something else?
Yeah.
Now I'm wasting my time. So that's why I asked that question. I just wondered. So as far as your basketball career, so you played at Albany State. Did you finish out there? Or?
I finished at Miles College. And that go back to KD. So at Miles College,
yeah, he was over there.
KD came to Miles College. He did his shit. Cook was down there on the block doing it. Cook won Laney state championship. I think it was like 1A. So it kind of was giving to y'all. Yeah, Cook. If you look at it, y'all 1A. Y'all playing Christian schools, man. But we go keep it going though. Y'all was like that though. I can't even lie. They had some talent down there, bro. But it's like, yeah, that was a cool experience. We wasn't D1, but it's just to you know what I mean? Yeah. To actually go on a run and actually get a chance to practice and, you know what I'm saying?
But that was like Alabama?
Yeah, Alabama, Miles College, yeah.
My brother went to Juco, and he went for a year only, but he went over there, and he remember him seeing Cook and them, talking to them and stuff like that, too.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, but it was crazy out there in Alabama, he said. It was
it's crazy.
Talking about suburb gangs, but Alabama don't play, bro. That's a different breed.
My own teammate, he's actually like, I don't know if he's a coach now at Miles College, but he was a player on the team with us. He got shot homecoming.
Yeah,
he came back the next year. He won Player of the Year, and now he the coach. You know what I mean?
Yo, clap it up for him.
Yeah, it's a testimony to his Coach Nate, man. Let's clap it up for his testimony, his story, bro. But definitely, like, bro, it's a different world.
Yeah, definitely get like that. Yeah. That's why I always tell people, like, from here, like, if you haven't been nowhere or lived nowhere, just visit wherever you could visit, and you'll see like it get like that in places for real. So what you think is bad at for real?
Yeah.
It's 10 times worse other places sometimes. You know?
Birmingham
every
was definitely one. Albany wasn't sweet either, but Birmingham was definitely like, when I'm talking about like, yeah, how they handle their business is different. They chop people up and burn the cars up, all type of stuff, bro. Like
I even think about just the gas station, like having to go to certain gas station because you can't go to every gas station out there. Like every gas station ain't in a place you need to pump your gas at.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot to learn in that sort of span of time when I was down there with them, or when I would go visit them, sometimes watch his games. But so back to you, like at the basketball. So like, what's your thought process now? Because at some point you start rapping. So I'm trying to figure out, was it like basketball ain't working, I'm gonna start rapping, or you always been right into rapping?
Nah, I was rapping. I probably started rapping around the time basketball started working for me. I think I dropped my first rap song like in 7th grade, bro. And that was just me rapping. I had songs on MySpace. You know what I'm saying? So this is before even the basketball. The computer took away from me. The computer privilege got took away from me when I couldn't control myself in high school. I had to go to alternative school. So it was like coming out of alternative school, I had nothing but like, you know what I'm saying? I was on a stiff punishment. I ain't gonna lie, like just being a child, I was a kid. So I was a stiff punishment. It wasn't nothing left but like, you can play basketball. You can go do that. But all this other stuff, because clearly you forgot, you confused about who you,
hey, what your
doing.
brother say when you got sent to alternative school?
At this time he in college, so I don't remember.
He kind of doing his own thing.
Yeah. He was doing his own thing, trying to, you know, write his patches as a man in life. So it was like, I don't remember. And that around time he had just had my niece. So he was just trying to come into fatherhood and shit like that. It wasn't a lot. But I could say he was my main trainer in high school. Faith Outreach over there, like, you know, behind Diamond Lakes. Yeah, every day. Coach Brown, he was a member of that church. He had us in that every day.
Nah, that's dope.
Nah,
so,
sure.
So you start rapping there. When you start I guess you always took it seriously, but even in Burke County, knew you as a rapper? Like, people knew you as a rapper or knew you as a basketball player?
No,
like, what was you more known
I got
for?
teammates I see to this day, they be like, bro, why you didn't tell us you rap? I'm like, he was like, bro, you was rapping then? I'm like, I always had the talent to rap, bro. I don't know. I think it comes from like, almost like a hood on my head mentality. And like, even if the hood not on my head, I had a hood on my head. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was just on the wall, man. And I could say what nowadays, even back then, they'd probably call it lame, but you can see how it turned out. It wasn't that I was lame, it was just strategic, and I just focused on what, you know what I mean?
But, and that's a good question, because I got my own theory on that. But like, was that a thing? Like, obviously basketball is like a popular thing. You in school, so it's like it's not looked down upon. Even when you started rapping, like, was rap looked down upon? Like, oh, you rap? Like, that's something you could tell somebody, like, oh, I rap. Do you feel like people hear that or heard that back then when you first started and like looked down on you, or felt like you were just full of shit, or, you know, whatever? I
think me start rapping like in 7th, 8th grade. It was just like, it was a way for me to I guess kind of find myself, because I probably would tell my friends and shit like that, but it wasn't nothing that I was like going like around. You know what I mean? I wasn't probably going around and telling people I was rapping and shit. Like, I think I probably told my parents and shit, but they didn't take me serious. You know what I mean? Everybody take me serious. Like, oh yeah, he rapping. But yeah, I mean, even that came down to my brother though, because T-Pain had an app back in the day. People don't even remember. T-Pain had an app where you can go in there and record your own songs off auto-tune and shit like that.
Oh, you was rapping auto-tune?
Man, auto-tune back then, but that came from off the cusp of my brother put me onto the app, and that's how I made my first song. So it was like, okay, well shit, I don't know, remember what happened with the app, but I started recording my songs, like playing the beat off the computer, recording off my phone, download the audio file and load it straight into the computer, and that was my song. It wasn't nothing officially like I was going to the studio. You know what I mean? Yeah. I guess it was getting the reputations right, getting the reps up.
So what was it like? And now we can get into kind of the scene too a little bit. Like, what was it like when you decided to like really, you know, come out and be like, yo, I rap, this is what I do. And you start working on music, and you starting to invest time and money into music. Like, what around what age was that, and what time of your life was that?
That was like, I was probably, 22, 21.